Happy New Year from Naoki Yoshida, Yoshi-P, our favorite producer of all time from Final Fantasy XIV, to all my fellow Aussies and all my supporters who are players of Final Fantasy XIV and who stuck with me through thick and thin. We have the best news, my friends, finally upon us with the opening of the Oceanic servers. We know when it's gonna happen, and in this joy-filled little video with sort of unrelated background footage here running in the background, I'd like to share with you my initial kind of immediate thoughts having read this announcement. We will take a look at it together, and I will also share my immediate thoughts about my plans for the channel as the Oceanic servers for Final Fantasy XIV are opening. Welcome back, my friends. Let's talk about it. Happy New Year once again, everyone. Gyro here. Thank you very much for sticking with me, and if you are just a passerby who is interested in Oceanic servers and in Final Fantasy XIV, you came to the right place. This is a casual club of gamers. I've been prioritizing fun over sticking with one same stale game, and that is not Final Fantasy XIV. I'm referring to World of Warcraft that I've played for years and years and years before trying Final Fantasy XIV. And yeah, Final Fantasy XIV is my new home, as I said, and I had to suspend / not extend my subscription for a while now, simply because I was not particularly happy with the performance of the servers. I don't think, if you're honest with yourself and with me here, I don't think that anyone would be very surprised that a lot of people felt that way, and Oceanic fellows like myself, fellow average Joes and Janes from Singapore, from South Africa, from Australia, from New Zealand, we made do for a long time, and we played with VPNs, you know, we played on Japanese realms for a while until they became overwhelmed by refugees from World of Warcraft and other places. Final Fantasy XIV is a wonderful, wonderful world. I am super happy and super grateful still to all of my friends, my newly made friends who have welcomed me to Final Fantasy XIV a few months ago and who helped me through my first steps in Final Fantasy XIV. Then, unfortunately, again, because I treat this as a game, I treat this not as a job, but as a source of entertainment, I stopped having fun. I became a little bit more sour about the fact that I love the game, but I can't enjoy it. I can't enjoy it. It doesn't make the game bad, it doesn't make the developers bad, it doesn't make me bad, for that matter. I'm sorry to point it out explicitly like this. So I decided to switch to other games that I always had and that entertain me, that I love, like Path of Exile, for example, and I had a lot of fun in Path of Exile as well. But finally, my friends, they are pleased to announce that the new data center in Oceania is coming on the 25th of January, my friends. That is 2 weeks earlier than they originally planned, according to this post, and that is only in about 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks from me recording this video, depending on when you watch this show. So, my friends, I am beside myself. I'm beyond excited. I do not know if it comes across through this dry off-camera kind of narrative, but maybe it's not so dry. I hope it doesn't come across very dry. But I can tell you that right now, funnily enough, it coincides with a relative lull period of time in Path of Exile. So I actually don't even feel like I'd be taking too far or too much away from my other side of my crowd, of my people who are waiting for Path of Exile content. My friends, I am not leaving Path of Exile, just like I never wanted to leave Final Fantasy XIV forever. And people who stuck here with me through thick and thin, who are Final Fantasy XIV players, exclusively Final Fantasy XIV players, no, they don't comment much on my other content, but they're still there, and this message is for them. So I will very, very happily start mixing the content again. I will not look for other sources of entertainment, for some mobile games, this and that I had to do just to keep myself motivated through the holiday season and enjoy something offline other than just being with the family, because we all need breaks, right? But in this case, I missed, and I think in some of my previous videos, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I've been sharing the feeling with my audience that I miss a persistent MMORPG world. I love ARPGs, I love Diablo, I love Path of Exile, and now I have discovered Last Epoch. If you haven't seen those videos, maybe, just maybe, it is actually worth your while to take a look at. Kind of like we can't eat the same food every day, along the same sentiment. If you feel like something different, I can tell you that Last Epoch is gonna keep me entertained until Final Fantasy XIV welcomes me back with the Oceanic service, which is very soon, and until Path of Exile shows something new as well to me. But in the meantime, I look at this list of these servers, the new worlds that are coming up on the Materia Data Center, which is going to be the Oceanic Data Center, and it looks like quite a few worlds, so surely not all of my fellow brothers and sisters from Oceanic region are going to suddenly immediately flood all these worlds. I think, in all honesty, that it's inevitable. I think that there will be congestion, there will be probably quite a bit of a messy start. Look, I will be amazed and surprised, very positively surprised, if that is not going to be the case, and somehow Square Enix is going to make this launch as smooth as possible for us. But I live in the real world, my friends, and so do you, and you know how these launches go. Of course, these Oceanic realms are going to flood, just like American realms are flooded right now, just like Japanese realms are flooded right now. So we probably will have queues. It probably will be barely playable on actual 25th of January or 26th of January following that date. But I still believe that we are finally at the point where Final Fantasy XIV and Square Enix are expanding their operations, as they announced on Twitter. I am beside myself happy seeing these news and hearing these news and sharing them, rebroadcasting them to my community. And let's take a further look at what bonuses, they even giving us bonuses during the creation of these Oceanic transfers and Oceanic servers and everything like that, which is like, guys and girls of Square Enix, you already are giving us a massive gift here, and you are still giving. Like, I'm gonna send Yoshi-P flowers if I had his details, if I had his address. So character creation bonuses on new worlds. Creating a character on a newly established world will grant bonuses outlined below. Double XP bonus until level 80 is reached. Very generous, amazing. Gift of 10 silver chocobo feathers, exchangeable for low mid-level gear to improve the leveling experience. Fantastic. Bonuses, massive bonus of money. Massive half a month bonus of free play time. That's lovely. That is lovely. I think that is wonderful. That's wonderful. And we need to obviously be on a new or preferred world to take those to receive that bonus, which is fine. Home world transfer service is free of charge. It means that as I right now have a couple of relatively high level characters, one of them is stuck in Heaven's Ward. I think that's my highest one, if I'm not mistaken. So I would be able to transfer that character free of charge. That is fantastic. And they again mentioning the double XP bonus, gift of feathers, and owners of private estates and apartments are entitled to a certain amount of compensation. I am not that person, but that is fine. They are detailing here sale of plots and apartments and that kind of stuff. Again, doesn't apply to me as much, but I don't care. I'm just happy to be back in the game, or look forward to be back in the game. What else am I looking forward to, my friends? And I know that people who stayed with Final Fantasy XIV, and I'm very happy for you if your connection and your quality of gaming experience allowed you to stay without any negative emotions there. For me, unfortunately, it didn't. But you already started experiencing Endwalker. Again, if you were following my Final Fantasy XIV content a couple of months ago, 3 months ago, something, when I was last publishing about that, I have purchased Endwalker. I have even detailed my purchase of how my experience was with purchasing Endwalker and stuff like that. So I haven't yet looked at it. I don't mind being late to the party because I'm not one of those world first racers. I'm someone who enjoys the journey rather than races to the finish line. So I look forward to experiencing the playable content of patch 6.x, that is Endwalker. We have the new zones, which look gorgeous, at least here on these obviously perfectly rendered pictures, but I'm sure in the game it's not particularly different to that. The new areas are added. Again, everything looks gorgeous. Can't wait to see this. Just look at this. Particularly if you asked me right now, Gyro, what attracts your attention on the spot, my friend, if like you had to say this, I would say that this picture here in the middle, the Thavnair, and this picture, that is something, maybe just because I'm into that type of, that is my Balinese, Thailand tropical holiday ideal view of what I normally opt into as a real person in the real world. That's why these pictures talk the most to me. Leave a comment down below, don't be shy. First of all, say hello back. Say hello again if you're still here from the world of people playing Final Fantasy XIV and my supporters. And tell me what picture here, or any others that you've seen maybe in the game, without spoiling anything for me just yet, please, tell me, are you more into urban holidays? Are you more into cultural temple type of things and stuff like that? Are you into markets? Are you into seaside adventures like this? What speaks more to you? Are you more into gloomy holidays of Gamlmald? Something like that. I can't imagine that that's what you would be into, but do tell me. I don't judge. I promise I won't judge. I think that would be a nice, uplifting time to kind of just share our experiences and talk to each other about what are we most looking forward to, or what did you most enjoy already because you have been in the game for a while I have not been. Really excited, my friends. Again, I could rant for a long time about this because at the moment all I'm doing is I'm just waiting for this. Least looking forward to is this whole Alphinaud business, and I know that the boy has improved vastly through different expansions, and no, I have not yet fully experienced that storyline, so please, if you can help it, do not spoil it for me just yet. I am in Heaven's Ward again. I have not even done Shadowbringers just yet, so it's a lot to look forward to for me as soon as performance of the servers improves. But overall, still, the look of him annoys me, how he talks annoys me, and how much of a smart ass he is and has been in the storyline up to Heaven's Ward point. Yes, the life has beaten him a little bit along the way, I know, but not enough. Not enough, he still annoys me, so that is what I look forward to the least, alright? And that is obviously I have to say that the new roles, the new jobs that have been added, the Reaper and obviously the other one, the Healer, the Discipline Priest equivalent, whatever that one is called, Alphinaud business. I am looking forward to trying those roles. You know that I like to try new jobs as an altoholic, as a person who rolls many alts and jobs in other games, in Path of Exile, in World of Warcraft. I always liked to experience the new roles and seeing the world from a different angle. Looking forward to all of that. So that is it, my friends, for today. Very joyful announcement. I suppose this is not new news for people who are on top of these kind of news and have been following it, just like I did on Twitter and other kind of forms of media like YouTube here. But very excited, and what you can expect, again, needless to say probably, but I promise to you what does it mean for the channel. Like I said, it doesn't mean exclusive switch to Final Fantasy XIV, at least until I'm drawn back so much and until I'm sucked back all into Final Fantasy XIV. Hopefully that happens, to be honest with you. I'm open to that experience, but at the same time, at the moment, absolutely no plans to leave Path of Exile. I will definitely still play the new League 3.17 of Path of Exile when it's announced, especially if it's worthy time spent for me, especially if they announce something good for us there and exciting in that new league. And absolutely, as soon as I can log in onto Oceanic servers, you can expect my resumed rediscovery, if you like, of Final Fantasy XIV from casual perspective of a person who hasn't played in a long time and hasn't been an expert to start with. So I think that's going to be quite exciting, especially for all newbies and refugees similar to myself. Again, thank you so much for tuning in, especially if you're some of my old crew of people who have been supporting me for a very long time and watching my videos and leaving comments about Final Fantasy XIV, about other games. I welcome all of your thoughts about this announcement and anything else on your mind. So talk to you soon. Thanks again for watching today, and bye for now.